Hi guys, it's Patty. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be sharing with you a tutorial for something that is very popular right now in the planner community. And if you're on Instagram, I'm sure you've seen hundreds of pictures of these. These are washi tape dashboards. Now, these have been around for a while. I did not invent them, and they just made a resurgence. And so I thought I would share it with you because, first of all, these are for traveler notebooks. When you make these for a ring-bound planner, they're much more straightforward to make. When you make them for a traveler notebook, they're a little more tricky just because there may be issues once you laminate it, like in the one that I made here, with bubbling. And I have found a trick that will avoid getting these bubbles, which ruin your dashboard and then forces you to waste more washi tape to make another one. Also, I do realize that we all have different crafting skills, and some of us just like to watch a video before they start a new project. So I thought I will share with you how I make them and how I do pick my washi tape. And the one that we're gonna be replicating today is the one made using the washi tape from the June the Planner Society kit. So I think it's super pretty. It has a super vibrant colors and it's perfect for summer. But these are some other ones that I have made. So as you can see, these are older kits and you can just mix and match. You don't have to just use the washi tape that you get with one of the Planner Society kits. You just can go back and see whatever you have in your drawer. And these are from last year actually, and I really love this girl. She's so pretty. And this one was also I think from last year, the beautiful purple. But again, these were all from only a couple were from the same box. So I think they're all beautiful together. Just pick up the same kind of hues and colors, and then I'll show you why how I alternate them. But before we get started, I am gonna show you exactly everything that you're gonna need to replicate this project. And also, one of the reasons that I wanted to make these dashboards is that if you have ordered the matching traveler notebook for the June kit, and you make this project, once you can make a couple of these, and once your traveler notebook arrives, you are ready to go. So I thought, it would be great timing. So I'll be right back, and I'll share with you all the, the supplies that you're gonna need. So clearly, since we're making a washi tape dashboard, you're going to need washi tape. The one that I'm using and I'm showing here is from the June kit. The main box came with this particular roll, and these 3 rolls came in the additional washi tape box that you can subscribe to, and it comes, every month there's a different selection, and that coordinates to your kit. Now, to this selection, because I wanted one more, I got this older washi tape from the Planner Society. It says the Planner Society Girl. Is super pretty. I love the yellow, and so I added it in. If you don't have these, please feel free to pick any other washi tape that you have from previous boxes or whatever you have in your stash. Now, the second most important thing you're going to need is paper, because we're going to be using, our base is going to be cardstock, and this is the one that I am using. It's from Michaels. It's 65 pounds. There's 50 sheets, and it's white, and it's nice and bright. I mean, not that it matters because we're covering it up, but if you want to do other type of, dashboards, and your washi is kind of translucent or semi-transparent, it's important that your background is nice and, white, and it doesn't have a color to it, otherwise it may show through in your washi. But again, these are very cheap. I got these when they were on sale for 10 packs for $10. So if you don't need this many, you can share with a friend. And I bought them a long time ago and I still have them. Next thing we're gonna need is this Penblade, and I discovered this Penblade actually through Jennifer McGuire, and it's very useful. Actually, I usually prefer scissors, and you can also use scissors for this particular project. I love this Penblade. It's really quick. It cuts nicely. It doesn't, sometimes when you use scissors to trim off the excess of the washi tape will stick to your scissors, and sometimes it may ruin your scissors. I had some very nice Japanese expensive scissors that were ruined by washi tape. So this is a nice kind of investment. It's very cheap, but I'll link it below. Again, I'll link everything below, so do not worry. Now, the next thing that we're going to need to trim And for my little trick is a paper trimmer. And I have this one. If you have a bigger one, as long as it's, you know, big enough to cut 10 inches. I mean, so it's like this. I'm sure that everybody has similar paper trimmers. But after that, we're gonna need a bone folder. Let me reach for it. Sorry guys. There we go. A bone folder, and I have a couple of these. This one is a nice kind of like pointy end, and I like that it has that because you'll see why we need it. Then of course, since this is you know, laminated, we're gonna need laminating sheets. I get my laminating sheets from Amazon, and these are 3mm ones, and they're very inexpensive. Now, if you do not have a laminator or laminating sheets, Scotch also makes the self-adhesive kind of like pouches that do not require lamination. So I'll try and find those as well. So you can just loosen. They're basically giant like sticker making, I guess, pouches. You can just stick your dashboard inside. Now you may require a little more, you know, being a little more careful. But and the final thing is our laminator. And actually this laminator has been recalled, and I keep forgetting to return it. But if you have the same laminator that I do have and you haven't heard about it, but there's been a recall for this Scotch laminator, and you can get a refund, but I'm still using it. It hasn't caught fire yet because I'm too lazy, but hopefully it won't catch fire during our project. But I'm gonna turn this baby up and on, and hopefully, you know, we'll prep it, and hopefully you won't hear it go. Actually it's not connected, so first I'll connect it. But I'm gonna set everything up here, and I'm gonna be right back, and we're gonna start our project. And here we are with step one. So step one is to get our paper from that I showed you earlier and cut it down to size. Now since this dashboard is gonna be for B6 Traveler Notebook, that is for the Planner Society pre-order, I have cut it down to a 10 by 7 piece, and so this is going to be the perfect size for the Traveler Notebook. Now I am going to start assembling my dashboard with kind of like, you know, choosing which washi tape. And this is probably the thing that takes you the most time to do, is just like figure out the pattern that you do like. And what I like to do is I always like to have like a larger, you know, a thicker washi tape like this, this one in particular, go right across here from the bottom corner, the bottom left corner, right to the upper right corner. And the reason that I like to do that is because it kind of anchors the design, and it's also, I don't know, I just like the way that it looks. So we're gonna get our washi tape, and I'm gonna start right here to this corner, and then I'm gonna go right there. Actually you can also do it this way, but yeah, let's do it this way. And I mean, there's no right or wrong way of doing it, honestly. Then I am gonna get my nice pen blade. Sorry, need 2 hands for that. And I can start cutting. Now you can do this, I'm gonna cut basically all the excess washi tape at once because it just makes it easier, but you know, first I'm gonna start with this one. So now we have one large band going over here. So what I want to do is put 2 matching smaller washi tapes on these sides, and the one that I picked for it is this one, which is like a magenta, and it's nice and small. It's more like you know, I don't know if it's a 5mm, but basically I'm just gonna align them, and it doesn't have to be perfect, guys. So if you make a mistake, it's all good. Press it down, go up. So we're gonna go this way, and you see how the color already is kind of making even the blue brighter. So find colors that are coordinated, but at the same time that, you know, kind of make the colors that are in the nearby washi tape kind of pop. Next up, I'm gonna put my lemon washi, even though it breaks my heart because this lemon washi has to be one of my favorite. I never thought that I would love lemons this much, but it's so pretty. The color is just so vibrant. And again, as you can see, I'm just going right over my edge, pressing it down, cutting the excess out, and I'm repeating the pattern on the other side. So it creates balance by, if you like are alternating sizes. As you can see, I'm going from like large to small to medium. It keeps the patterns moving, but at the same time it just I don't know, it makes it more interesting to look at. So now I am gonna put my darker washi. So this one is a little darker than the rest, but I'm gonna place it right by my super bright yellow, because the bright yellow is gonna kind of lighten up by, it's just clearly an optical illusion, but it helps that way. So I'm gonna do it this way and this way, and as you can see, it's very quick. I promise the longest it's just to decide which washi tape to use. Now because this is darker, I'm gonna bring out my little Planner Girl washi tape that is from an older box, and I am gonna bring it in. And this again, now you see that the blue immediately looks a little brighter, and if you make a mistake, if it's kind of overlapping a little bit, no worries. Now when this is it, basically these are all my washi tapes. I've used them, I'll alternate them. So next up, I'm gonna start back my pattern with my larger washi, and I do apologize if it's a little noisy, but it's hard to cut washi tape, to pulp washi tape without making too much noise. And then this one in particular, I think the larger washi tape, it's noisier. Oh, and as you can tell, I am cutting here on this board, and this is actually a background. My table is white, but this is just one of those background you can buy on Etsy, so it's not cutting it. So don't worry, it won't ruin your surface. I tried, trust me, I don't want to ruin this background because I don't want to buy another one. So again, so now we're back in the middle, so we repeat the same pattern. Now we're starting with the pink. So it's just, a matter of watching what you've done up there and repeating. And we're going to be done super soon. So next one is the yellow. And then when we're going to get to the corner, basically when you have the corners clearly are going to be little bit, they're not really an issue, but what I'm saying is that there's going to be less room. There's probably going to be a little bit left over that it's not going to be for a complete like it's gonna be a small space. So sometimes I don't actually replicate the same exact pattern, but I use a smaller washi tape that I have, so I have to waste less. And in this case, actually I lucked out because the one that was left over from the pattern was the smallest one, and so here we are. So now the next, this is basically our beautiful dashboard, at least one side of it, and it's done. So what I want to do next, and this is going to be a little harder, but basically what you want to do is want to go around the edge, and you can just use your hand. You can see the edge. I'm trying to see that I don't get my hair in view, but it's very easy to just follow because the blade naturally kind of like feels where the edge is, and then if you lift it up, you'll see that it's all nicely cut like that. So basically you want to do that around all four sizes. You just put a little bit of pressure now, and it will it will just naturally, you can naturally feel where the indent is. And if you make a little mistake like I just did there, don't worry, we can fix it. It happens, but just try to fix it. And again, normally this will be easier when you're not bending forward. You're not going to have a camera pointed at you, but if that becomes an issue over there, you can just also lift it up and try to feel where the edge is. Okay, there we go, and here we are. So we just have a couple of little spots here, but I think it looks perfect. So I can basically go in and then basically trim off whatever did not get cut out because on this side it's easier to see where the axis is, but we're also going to be covering that side, so it's really not a problem. So here we have with our first side. Now I'm not going to bore you to showing you how it's going to be to make the other side, but basically what you want to do is turn your paper over, and you're going to repeat the same exact pattern. Trim off whatever you have access of. Pair of scissors will work too. And then I am going to come back and show you how we laminated and my little trick. And I am back with my finished product. Well, at least, you know, applying the washi tape. As you can see, they're identical on both sides, and I think that the colors are so vibrant. They just like really scream summer. They're so beautiful. So now normally what I did, and I did in the past, is that I would just pop this into a laminating pouch, and then I would just put it in my laminator. And as I mentioned to you before, once you then fold it over, what you will get oftentimes, you will get bubbles, and it's kind of upsetting, you know, if you used up this much washi for your travel, you know, for your dashboard, to then have to redo it because it's ruined and it's not as pretty, you know, besides it makes a very annoying crinkling sound. But so this is the solution that I found. So just remember, this is 10 inches. So I'm getting my, you know, little portable kind of a cutter. I'm gonna lift up my you know, the guide where the blade goes in, and then as you can see here, there's an indentation. This is where your blade runs, right here. Now if you have a scoring board, you can use a scoring board. I actually have one, but I was not like in the process of using a scoring board with this because it's kind of thick. You know, the paper by itself is 65 pounds, then you'll basically add 2 layers of washi tape, and I found actually this process much easier. So what you do is you mark down here, let me see, you mark here at 5 inches. You would just place it at 5 inches, which will be the half of your you know, dashboard for this particular size. Then I'm gonna take my scoring board and I'm gonna start going slowly down here. As you can see, I'm creating, you know, a nice scoring line. Now I want it to be, and once I've done once, I just go in a little stronger. I want it to be there, you know, I don't want it to be super duper deep, but I want it to be a nice scoring line. So I do it at a couple of times and I can feel it already that it's there. Now I'm not bending it. I'm not bending my, you know, dashboard yet, but you know, the scoring line is there, and if you don't feel like it's deep enough, you just go back again. So it's fairly easy. You can find your spot again, and since there is this kind of like you know, guide is fairly deep, you can, you know, easily go to. Now make sure that you're not cutting through the washi tape, and this is why this kind of like bone folder is, you know, kind of more useful, just because it has the point. It's kind of easier, and the angle, it's kind of easier to find the groove, you know, the groove. So now we're done with that. We can remove our cutting board, and I'm gonna take our laminator, which is nice and hot. So as I said before, this laminator is actually recalled. So if I actually burn the house down, I'm going to change the title of this video on how I burned my house down by trying to make a washi tape dashboard tutorial. I bet I'll get more hits with that title. So now we're going to put it basically fairly, you know, straightforward. If you have never used these are the pouches, the laminating pouches. They're 3 millimeter. All you have to do is you open it up, you place your dashboard, and I actually use it with, I put it with the side that I scored up. I don't know if it makes a difference, but I do it that way. You want to leave a little bit of space from the edge, the closed edge here, and then we're gonna pass it through. Now, mind you, clearly this is 3 and 5 millimeter. Make sure you are you press the right button for 3 millimeters. I don't usually use a 5 millimeter you know, pouches, but it should work anyway. So now the fun part of just watching this thing go through the laminator while we wait. We need some music. Oh, and while we wait for this, I wanted to make sure that because I was saying if you use your pen blade, do not worry, it's not going to cut your surface. Now mind you, the pen blade, if you press hard enough, it will cut your surface. It's just if you do it gently, and it'll still cut and not you know, damage your surface. But I didn't want to give you the wrong information that you just press as hard as you want and you're not going to damage whatever your surface is. And here we go. So we're done with almost done with one run. And what I do, I just turn it around, keep it always on the same side up, and then I run it a second time, just because you know, it just holds it on this, you know, this is only 3 millimeter, and the cardstock and the washi are pretty thick, so I just want to make sure that it's you know, it's nicely secure, and that it's not gonna, you know, lamination is not gonna open up or come off or whatever. So once I am done with this, we're gonna immediately fold it, and then we're gonna cut it. So then the next step will be folding, not cutting. And to cut it, by the way, I'm gonna use this sharp scissors from Fiskars. I think I got this after Jennifer McGuire's suggestion as well, because, you know, she has the best stuff. So here we go. I wish it was faster. Sorry guys. Let's remove the fire hazard and turn it off. So now we have it. Here it is. Sorry about the reflection. So now you see that there's an indent there. So I am gonna gently fold it, but quickly. I don't know if it's actually you know, scientific that by folding it when it's hot there's less of bubbles, but I find it more convenient now. Let's see, because I can't find my bone folder right this second. I'm just going to use this. So if you don't have, you know, sometimes you can substitute. And now we have it, and there are no bubbles, guys. There are no bubbles. There's clearly a little bit of like an indent here, but the indent is from basically the other side of the folding. So now we're set with this. So all you want to do, you want to cut around it, and you want to leave, like when you're laminating, you always see that there's like a little bit of an air bubble right there. You don't want to cut the air bubble, because if you cut the air bubble, you know, you kind of ruin the seal. So all you want to do, and I'm sorry, this is very boring, but basically we're just going to quickly go around with our nice and sharp scissors and cut all around it. And then we are gonna be done. So this again is super quick and super easy. You can round the corners if you have too much access. And again, I will list all the supplies below, but this is something that I think if you're a crafter, you probably have a laminator and you shouldn't have any issues whatsoever. Now mind you, this is not 100% proof, you know, goof proof, so things can happen, but I have reduced my you know, occurrence of bubbles using this method with my dashboards by like probably 90%. There's always the chance that something is going to go wrong, because when you're crafting, you know, things happen. But here they are, guys, and I hope you did like this project, and I hope that you get your washi out and start playing with them this weekend. And if you like the video, please give me a thumbs up, and I will be back next week with another video for you. Not sure quite yet what I'm going to share with you, but I hope you will like it. All right, have a wonderful weekend. Bye bye.